Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Taylor Nicholson and welcome to my beauty space. So today I did this super pretty kind of like blue gray kind of just like cool toned smoky eye, and I'm really liking it. I used these new lashes that I used in my last video and they're awesome. I'm still loving them and they get like easier to apply the more you apply them, so I'm gonna be using these until they fall apart. I did show you guys a couple different lip options to wear with this. Some a little bit more toned down, some a little bit darker. So if you guys do like this makeup and you want to see how to get it, then please keep watching. Okay, so to begin this makeup look, I'm going in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. I love this primer. It makes your skin look like you have a smoothing filter over it, and it is so pretty for full glam looks like this. Then for foundation, I'm going in with the NYX Total Control Foundation Drops, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my face. These are a little bit darker than my face, but they match my body, so it kind of evens out. And I am going in with like 2 layers of this just to make sure that it is super full coverage and all of that, because the eyes are going to be very intense today, so I want the skin to be really full coverage. And you also always want to make sure that you blend down your neck just to make sure there are no harsh foundation lines. And then I am just going in with this LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Porcelain. I really need to go up a shade, but I'm almost out of this one, so I'm trying to use it until I'm out. So I am just going through and putting this in all of the places that I want to highlight on my face. I'm going on my eyelids, underneath the eyes, on the chin, cupid's bow, nose, and forehead, just to brighten up those areas and bring attention to those areas. And then once I got all that blended in, I felt like I needed just a little bit more, so I put a little bit more concealer just right underneath the eyes, right in the inner corners, just to really brighten those areas. And once I get that blended in, I am just going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and I'm going to go ahead and set down my under eyes. I'm not setting my eyelids just because I've been really liking applying my foundation to a tacky base lately. So I am just taking this and putting it right underneath the eyes, and I'm really trying to push it into the skin, but I am leaving the excess there just to bake for a little bit. And I'm also putting just a tiny little bit on all the other places that we highlighted, but I'm not doing too much with those. Now starting with the eyes, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I'm going in with the shade Musk, this really pretty cool toned brown shade. And I am taking that shade, I'm going in on a Cala crease brush, and I'm just putting this all in the transition area. And as you can see, I am going back and forth a couple different times, dipping into the pan and putting it onto the eyelid, just because this shade is super pigmented, so I'm trying to go in with a little bit at a time, but I do want this to be very pigmented in the transition area, because I don't have very many cool toned shades, so I really had to like search to find some. So I want this color to be very pigmented and really noticeable. And as you can see, I am taking this from inner corner to outer corner, putting this everywhere in the transition area. I'm even bringing it down onto the eyelid a little bit just to help blend a little bit more, but this color is super pigmented and I want it to be everywhere. Now I'm going in with the Crown Fuego eyeshadow palette, and I'm going in with this really cool toned brown shade on the bottom row. It's kind of hard to see because my camera kept getting a glare, but it's just a really, really cool kind of grayish brown, almost black shade. And I'm taking this just little by little on this little Ecotools brush, and I am just putting this directly into the crease. I'm not bringing it any higher or any lower, but the less product that I do get on my brush, I will go ahead and blend it up into that transition shade. But I am making sure that this stays right in the crease and it really helps define the eye socket. And once all of that is applied, of course, I did have to go back in with that big fluffy brush and some more of that Musk shade and just blend it out, just to make sure there are no harsh lines and everything's really seamless looking. And then next, I'm going in with the Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette. I'm taking the shade Denim and the shade Shadow, and I'm going to use those on the lid. I am taking the shade Denim first on this little e.l.f. Cream eyeshadow brush. And I am applying this all over the lid just so that it's super pigmented and super noticeable. And as you can see, this blue goes really, really well with these two shades we have going on in the crease. And I'm really, really packing this blue on so that it is noticeable, because whenever we go back in and blend a little bit, it kind of takes away some of the pigmentation. So I am packing this blue on just to make sure that it is super pigmented. And then once the blue is how I like it, I will go in with the shade Shadow, which is just kind of like a dark bluish green, almost black shade. And I am just packing this on the outer corner of the eye, just to create a little bit of depth. And then, of course, I had to go back in with the big fluffy brush and blend it out. And as you can see, it kind of like blends the shadows away. But it does leave a really, really pretty look on the lid. But I will be going back in just a second and touching all of this up. But first, I am making sure that everything is super blended and I have no harsh lines whatsoever. And now I'm just going right back in with some more of that denim shade, and I'm just packing this onto the lid and then blending it out and packing some more and blending it out until I am satisfied. This is kind of like a personal preference type of thing. If you want the blue to be super pigmented, I would suggest going in like I am, but if you really think that it looks prettier whenever it's blended out, then you can definitely just leave it like that. They're both beautiful looks, and it's just kind of like a personal preference thing. So after I'm done blending, I noticed I had a lot of fallout and everything was looking a little bit messy. So I went in with some translucent powder and I just put it right at the edges of the eye, and I kind of like let it sit there for a second, and then I just patted it down into the skin just so that it would clean up that area. So now I'm going off camera to do my lashes and brows and mascara. The lashes that I'm wearing are the Beige Grand Glamour lashes, and then the eyeliner and the eyebrow products that I used will be listed in the description box below. So now I'm going in with this itty bitty little brush and some more of that shadow shade. And I am just putting this really, really close on the lower lash line. And as you can see, I'm making this super pigmented because I don't want this shade to get blended away too easily. I want it to stay pigmented. And now for a little twist, I'm going back in with the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and I'm going in with the shade Amethyst. It's a super, super beautiful violet purple shade, and I wanted to add a little bit of this color in on the lower lash line just to add a little pop of something. So I'm going in and I'm applying this pretty heavily just to blend out that lower lash line. I am just dipping in little by little until I get the pigmentation that I want. And then, of course, I have to go back in with a big fluffy brush with just a little bit more of that amethyst shade just to make sure that everything is super blended and super, super smoked out. I really have been liking a super smoked out lower lash line lately, probably because Jaclyn Hill has been doing that on her channel lately, and I just love the way it looks on her. So I've been trying to do that with my eye makeup lately. And now I'm going in with this Essence Kajal eye pencil in the shade Black, and I'm just going to go ahead and line my waterline, and I want it in tight lined as well. And now I'm going back in with that Crown Fuego palette. I'm using the first shade, this really nice white highlighter shade. And I'm just going in applying this to the inner corners just to brighten up that area and make sure we are nice and highlighted. Now moving on to the face, I'm going in with this Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Medium. I'm taking it on this little e.l.f. brush, and I'm just taking this and putting it right underneath the cheekbones to create some depth in that area. I really love this bronzing powder because it's not too cool tone, but it's not too warm either. It's kind of like a happy medium. It does look a lot better on me since I am tanned, but whenever I'm pale, it still looks pretty good. And I love using little brushes like this. But whenever I want to contour and not bronze, whenever I bronze, I like using big fluffy brushes. But for contour looks like this, I enjoy using precise little brushes like this so that I'm not too messy. So I am taking this and going underneath the cheekbones, and then I'm going around the forehead, and then down the sides of the nose, and around the jawline. And now I'm going in with this Lorac blush in the shade Cinematic. And I tried to link this below, but I don't know if they don't sell it anymore or if it was discontinued or what, but I could not find it. So I left below what kind of blush it was, the shade name and everything, if you guys can find it, but I could not find it anywhere. But I am taking this really, really beautiful shade. It's got kind of like plum undertones in it. It's kind of like a mauve with plum undertones. And I am applying this to the backs of the cheeks, and then I am working my way forwards just to make my face look a little bit more angular. And then, of course, I had to go in with a big fluffy brush and blend everything away. And now I'm just going right back in with some more of that Amethyst shade, and I'm just really, really packing it on the lower lash line. After I got my blush and bronzer on, I realized I wanted a little bit more on the lower lash line, so I am going in and making it more pigmented. And now I'm just going in with some more of my Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I'm just going down the sides of the nose and on the bridge of the nose just to clean up that nose contour and make my nose look super snatched. And I'm also taking this powder and going right underneath the contour as well on my cheekbones. And I'm letting it sit for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm just wiping it right away. And then for highlight, I'm going in with this e.l.f. Baked Highlight in the shade Moonlight Pearls. And I'm just putting this all over my face, on my cheekbones, on the chin, on the nose, on the forehead, on the cupid's bow, all of that. And I am not being light-handed with this because this highlighter is beautiful. It's only like $4, and I highly, highly recommend it. It is so good. It is so pretty, and it is so pigmented. Then, of course, I had to go in and hit my bottom lashes with some mascara. I'm using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. And now I'm just going in with some more of that highlighting shade we used on the face, and I'm putting it right underneath the brow bone, just to bring the brow bone up a little bit and kind of like clean up the shadow and make the shadow blend into the highlights so everything looks super, super seamless. So I am showing you 3 lip options today. This is number 1 out of 3. This is the Milani Amore Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade 10 Adorable. And this is my nude option. And I love, love, love this option. I always love this lipstick. It goes with everything because it's just like my perfect nude. It's not too cool, not too warm, and not too nude, but not too dark. It's just like my perfect nude. Now I'm moving on to lip option 2 out of 3. This is the NYX Liquid Suede Lipstick in the shade, what is it? I think this is Stone Fox. It's either Stone Fox or Brooklyn Thorn, but I will have everything listed below just in case. But this is a more kind of like dark, cool-toned, edgy look, and I really, really love the way this lipstick goes with the eyeshadow. I would definitely wear this out. This is a beautiful, beautiful lipstick, and it doesn't go with much. You kind of have to wear it with just like some eyeliner and some lashes, and that's it. But this lipstick looks really, really good with this eye look. And then my final lip option is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in the shade Catnip. And I really, really love this. It's just like a super kind of like plummy pink color. It's kind of like, it's really, really pink, but it has a plum undertone. That's what I was going for. And this was my favorite for the day. I wore this out at my house afterwards, and I'm just so in love with this because the plum undertones really brought out the purple in the eyes and on the cheeks, and it just looks so good. Okay, everyone, so this is my completed look. I decided to go with this lip because I felt like this lip shade brought out the purple in the lower lash line the best, and I just think it looks so pretty. I really, really enjoyed filming this look. I'm in love with this lip color. I'm in love with these lashes. I'm in love with everything about this look. It turned out so good. So if you guys did like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a nice comment, thumbs up this video, turn on your post notifications so that you never miss one of my videos. And if y'all did like this, and then I will see y'all in the next one.